It was spurious and inaccurate.
That's how Mike Miles describes an investigation done by Spectrum One News that reports Third Future Schools, the charter network he ran before being appointed to run HISD, sent Texas taxpayer money to struggling schools out of state. Miles told us today Texas cash was sent to Third Future Schools headquarters in Colorado, but not to educate Colorado kids. He says the money was sent to a centralized office that ran HR and finance for its Texas campuses.
So there was money from these three schools that were sent to Colorado, but you're just saying it was perfectly legal?
I'm saying that's the process. So yes, it's perfectly legal because that's the process that happens.
Can you kind of understand why this would still irk people when you do have Texas taxpayer money that in the end was sent out of state?
No, that it shouldn't irk people. It's only irking. It's only, I guess, annoying to some people because it's been reported as something that's irregular. It's totally normal what happened.
Miles right now is also facing anger from some parents who've decided to protest. HISD has decided not to renew the contracts of several hundred teachers and around 30 principals for not meeting standards. That includes beloved Neff Elementary principal Amanda Wingard, who last year earned Principal of the Year.
How do you go from being Principal of the Year to being asked not to come back?
The last administration had their criteria for whatever awards or, performance things they wanted to do. And that criteria is different than the criteria we're using. We're using criteria that wraps around instruction, achievement, and leadership.
Do you think we are ending the school year with teachers in a morale crisis here?
No. If we had a morale crisis, then you'd see a lot more teachers leaving. You would have a hard time.
But the resignation rate has expanded since you overtook the superintendent role at HISD.
I don't know that will be true for the entire year.
We'll see what the turnover rate is at the end of the year, but 13 investigates reported in February after the first semester about 600 teachers quit HISD. That's roughly double the rate for the same time the year before. Many blamed Miles' leadership style, the NES format he brought to 85 schools, and his emphasis on data.
That can come across as cold and uncompassionate to some. Does that bother you that that's how some interpret it and how some feel?
Well, I don't agree with that assessment or that characterization. I think transparency is empathy.